UNLV leading 14-7, and Jalen Davis is being escorted to the locker room for Utah State. The All-American candidate at cornerback took a shot to the head a series ago. Armani Rogers, what a shot that was to the 45-yard line to Darren Woods. Well, your former quarterback, that had some lickety-split on it, man. That was fired.
And in a tight window as well. I mean, that's about as good as balls I've seen him throw. You're tight end on the middle read, and he hits it right over the, I mean, look at that throw. I mean, there's not 6 inches of space there to get that ball in. And he fits it in there with some velocity. It's the kind of things that get you excited about this young man.
Rogers rolling, now he comes to run. Get a little block on the edge, out of bounds at the 40-yard line. He has not made a mistake yet in this football game.
He's very relaxed too. You know, it's one of those things where he's just out playing.
Yeah, you wouldn't think first-year player at the major college level looking at him so far in this football game. And he beat out 2 guys that have played a lot of football. Kurt Palandek, a senior who has started a bunch through the years. Johnny Stanton. Stanton's now playing defense part-time at linebacker.
He's also had...
Oh, big opening again for Thomas down the middle. There's the speed. There's the end zone. No flags. Touchdown, UNLV. 41 yards.
Outstanding zone read. Good job getting up to the second level. Again, Jaron Caldwell getting up to the linebacker.
And when he gets to the secondary, as you said off the top of the broadcast, it's good night.
It's a wrap. I mean, there were angles. And you saw he just ran away from him. I mean, a really explosive kid.
You know, go back to your football playing days. They're guys that are quick and they're guys that are fast. He's both.
He is. He's one of those guys that runs as fast as he needs to run, a la Barry Sanders, a la Deion Sanders.
UNLV getting it done on the ground. They're up 21-7 early second quarter. We take a look at the Mountain West standings, brought to you by First Interstate Bank. This is the West Division. Fresno State's having a nice year. In fact, we'll see Fresno next week as they'll host UNLV. We look forward to that. San Diego State, they're 6-1. They were defeated by Boise State last week. And the Mountain, Colorado State played in Albuquerque last night. They improved to 6-2, a 27-24 win over Bob Davies' team. So they're 4-0 now in conference play. Utah State trying to even their conference record, but they're down by 2 touchdowns right now. And UNLV has rushed for 206 yards already in the football game. Scarver to the edge. Scarver. Hurdles are bad. Scarver all the way to the 32-yard line. He just had a 71-yard touchdown reception. He almost had a 100-yard kickoff return. Brian Keys finally got him on the ground. It would have been 96 to be exact.
Watch this little subtle move on the kicker here. He makes him fall down. Just kind of a little stop and start on the kicker. Picked up a few extra yards, but since his fumble, I mean, being here in his hometown, Scarver has come out to play.
But Kent Myers is in the game for the first time. So Jordan Love, who just threw a 71-yard touchdown pass to the aforementioned Scarver, will take a seat. That pass was on the money, but not handled by number 88, Braylon Roberts.
Got
kind of interesting. I know they want to play both, but Love just threw a beautiful 71-yard touchdown. Why would you take him out at that point?
While he's hot, while he's feeling it. Talked earlier about Devontae Boyd for the Rebels using his hands to catch everything there. Braylon Roberts tries to catch the ball with his arms and his body instead of using his hands. You don't give yourself a good chance that way.
Myers will find a seam. First down. Myers to the end zone. Touchdown. The flag came in late in the area of an illegal block in the secondary.
Maybe on his lead blocker, Lawan Hunt.
Holding, number 17, offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, still second down.
That's Zach Van Leeuwen. See if we can pick up the hold in the secondary.
Right there. It's a tackle and a takedown. They'll call that every time. You know, just keep your feet moving, especially you got that much space. Keep your feet moving. A lot of times guys don't know where the ball carrier is, but don't worry about that. Just keep your feet moving and stay in front of your guy.
So it'll be 2nd and 10. That's the first flag of the game. That's great news. Games we watched this year, it's been a fiesta of flags. They're going to run a little jet sweep, and they're going to get 7, 8, 9 yards for Aaron Vaughn. It's Vaughn's first carry of the football game. They mark him out at the 23, so it'll be 3rd down and 2 for Utah State, trailing 21-7. And Myers, little RPO, run pass option, and he'll have the first down at the 20-yard line.
It's a good job by Dalton Baker, though, to stay down. I know he's able to pick up the first down, but Baker doesn't fall for the trickeration and just stays right with his man and makes a nice play.
Dalton Baker's one of those kids that played for Coach Sanchez in high school. And they throw it in the flat, and they'll get it across the 15 to the 13-yard line to Braylon Roberts. He's a Bishop Gorman High School product, is Dalton Baker. Kent Myers, this is his resume, 32 career starts for the senior. His 3rd in completions all time at Utah State. And this is Hunt, nice move, touchdown, Aggies. Made a man miss in the secondary. What a response by Utah State after the 64-yard kick return by Savon Scarver.
Watch what he does to Sism here at the end of this run. Whoop. I mean, that's just quick feet. He's able to get to the edge and finish with a score. And that's a good answer. And we expected to see these two teams go up and down the field on each other. Not a lot of defense been played by both teams all season long.
Dominic Eberle tacks on the 14th point for Utah State. And though initially both teams did not score on the first couple of possessions or so of the game, it's been the offensive showcase, as you said, that we expected.
That's a great call. You see that zone where he takes the ball from the quarterback with his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage. So he's able to go left, right, middle, wherever he wants. He just has to find the vision and see the hole, and then he's able to take it like he just does there.
One thing that both of these schools learned in a painful way last week is no matter what the score, you got to keep playing. UNLV was in Colorado Springs. They're up 27-0 against the Air Force Falcons. It's 27-7 at halftime. Air Force coughs it up the first 2 possessions of the second half. UNLV got only 3 points out of it. And ultimately, Air Force, you know, they're going to fight to the last snap. They end up getting a come-from-behind victory. Great win for Troy Calhoun and his team, but for Coach Sanchez, I mean, that is a tough, tough pill to swallow.
It is, and he was upset that they had gotten other turnovers, but they weren't able to get touchdowns. They only able to get field goals out of them. He says, we got to stop kicking field goals and start scoring touchdowns. That was in the first half, he said that, when they're up 27-7.
Yeah. Let's go check in again with Brad Thompson. 1 touchdown game, Brad.
Guys, Kent Baer, the defensive coordinator for UNLV, he's got a connection with the Aggies because he played there. He was a linebacker back in the 70s, 70 through 72, and it was a special time earlier in September. He got inducted into the Hall of Fame, the Athletic Hall of Fame for the Aggies. That's him there on the right. He spent a lot of years as an assistant coach there, and now it's come full circle. He's at UNLV, but a cool moment. I talked to him before the game. He said he wasn't able to make it to the Hall of Fame induction. He was bummed he couldn't do it, but he was really proud about his days.
Yeah, absolutely. Armani Rogers, play action. Now protection breaks down. and he is dropped at the 20-yard line. That one's on him. That's a coverage sack.
That's a coverage sack. You got to either take off or throw it away. He's trying to get Boyd and Presley have over routes. And Boyd takes too long. They're trying to run him all the way across the field. But you have to have that feeling or that clock in your head where it's time to either go or get rid of the ball.
Devon Anderson got the sack, his first sack of the season. Just one final point on Brad's story on Ken Baer. He has still a ton of family in that Cache Valley where Logan, Utah is located. He said about 22 of them made their way down to Las Vegas for this football game. Nice catch and run for Drew Techman. There's Coach Baer. He's always fun to visit with, man. Charismatic guy and relentlessly positive. He really likes, despite some of the growing pains, he really likes where UNLV not only is today, but where they're going as a football program.
He said they're going to fix it. Like, it's going to get done. They're going to do it. You got to love the confidence, and I think it starts with they're taking a look at his knee. He's able to gain a few extra yards, but I think his knee may have been down on the first move he makes after the catch.
Yeah, and that's here. Let's see if we can pick up what they're looking at
right there.
That would certainly change this potential play call for Barney Cotton. Instead of 3rd and 3, look more like 3rd and 7 or so.
Maybe even 8. I mean, depending on where they're going to say his knee was down, if that was in fact the case.
After further review, the runner was down at the 27-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 8 yards.
Watch that right knee right there.
It's a good call.
Yep. And a good job by him to keep playing, though. You never know.
Yep.
Right?
Cameron Haney will get credit for the tackle. So the Rebels are 2 of 4 3rd down conversions. And now, as you heard, it's 3rd and 8.
See, I mean, that one person in a 3-point stance on that defensive line, they're going to come from a bunch of different directions.
Rogers going to run speed option, and Campbell has the first down to the 40.
This is a good job. Being patient. A good left-hand pitch. He gets it out in front. Xavier Campbell is able to pick up the first down. That's a nice job of recognition by the offensive line, getting a hat on a hat.
Micah Mungale finally made the tackle. That's frustrating for Utah State. You have a 3rd and 8, and they pick it up on the ground. Armani Rogers, he wants a deep shot. He had a man all alone in the middle of the football field, and he missed him.
Keys was wide open.
And Kendall Keys was running in a park, flying a kite by himself.
Watch this. They run switch route. He's inside. Boyd's outside, and he doesn't see it. I mean, you don't get freebies like that too often. That's one of those ones he could have threw the ball straight up in the air, and he still would have made the catch.
Missed opportunity for the Rebels. They'll send trips to the near side, 2nd and 10.
They've been rolling coverage towards the trip side.
Utah State brings 5, and they bottled it up initially, but Campbell bounces it to the outside to the 45. He got 5 or 6.
I think that's what impresses you about him. He kind of reminds you of a Izzy Matthews type back, real big with good feet, good size, good feet, where they're able to make guys miss in small places, but can still run with power and speed.
They're well over 200 yards on the ground here in the first half. There's still 10-10 to go before halftime. 3rd and about 5. Rogers slant route, and he was behind his intended target, Brandon Presley. So Utah State will get off the field.
That's where you got to get. He's got to work on his accuracy a little bit. Instead of holding it as long as you can, trying to throw it as hard as you can, give your guy a chance to make the play.
So Riley Erickson will punt it. Jordan Nathan's back around his own 15-yard line. And Erickson has it go out of bounds in the neighborhood of the 25-yard line. 21-14 UNLV. Aggies football when we return. Join us again next weekend for more Mountain West action right here on AT&T Sportsnet. We'll be in Fresno, California, as the Bulldogs will host Runnin' Rebels. They're the Runnin' Rebels when they play hoop, the Rebels when they play football. Jordan Love back at quarterback. And Jordan Love will keep the football to the 34-yard line. He has been the quarterback for every series this afternoon for Utah State, save the last one. Kent Myers came in and, to his credit, did a nice job, primarily on the ground. He led a short touchdown drive of 36 yards after the long kickoff return by Savon Scarver. El Toro Allen will pick up 4 and another first down for Utah State. Quick hitch throw. And a pickup of about 4. This is Scarver. They love this kid. If you're wondering, man, this is a true freshman getting a lot of time. He's 6 foot, 190, so he's got the body of a mature kid, and he is lightning fast.
And they've had some guys go down with injuries in this game. So he's stepping up to the plate. You're giving him an opportunity at it. You know, he's Vegas kid. He's getting an opportunity to come home and play. And he's showing out a little bit, doing a good job.
And he's had a bad good day because he had the fumble.
But since the fumble,
he's had a really good day.
He's been spot on.
Yep. That'll 71-yard touchdown run. And the ball's on the ground, and it's picked up by UNLV.
Keys on the recovery.
Keys picked it up. The question was he down before he fumbled? Allen let it go. Did a knee come down before the ball came out?
I don't think so, Drew. Like he gets hit. I think it's Khalili.
Yep, Khalili from the side. Jaquez Khalili, who is from right here in Las Vegas, a transfer from the University of Arizona.
And they
put the hat right on the football. That's out.
Textbook tackling. I saw them do that a week ago against Air Force a few times. You rarely see Air Force give the ball up.
Now you talk about another big play. Utah State had a chance to tie this football game up. Now Lexington Thomas into the secondary. Look out! Tackled from behind at the 28-yard line. David Woodward maybe saved another touchdown for Thomas.
How good a looking linebacker is he? Big, long, rangy kid, runs him down, but Lex Thomas is feeling it. Keep feeding those guys. You got X Campbell in right now.
Well, he's in only because Thomas lost a tire. Here comes Bud. Campbell lowers his pad level for 5 or 6 before he runs into Suli Taimavena.
And you got to give that offensive line credit. Saxlid, Caldwell, Sanders, Polu, Jacobson, and you can't forget the tight ends. They play a huge role. Cantman, Holt, huge role in this blocking scheme.
I think I'm going a little too quick there. I think that'll be a false start.
False start. Number 76, offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
That's what happens. You give the big guys some love. You got to just keep them ugly.
Yeah.
You can't give them love because then they start jumping off sides and doing that kind of stuff.
That's surprising because Saxelid, the left tackle, is a 3-time academic All-Mountain West performer. In fact, he's working on his MBA right now. He's already done with his undergraduate degree. Armani Rogers to the edge, and he fires over the head. It was
covered.
Medium route, and he's trying to get it to Darren Woods.
That was covered. He should have took his tight end in the flat. Just take it. It's 2-yard gain. It keeps you going. Tim Holt on the flat route. Take it. Take it.
Said you were an outstanding quarterback, played in the NFL. Explain to people, do you work high to low with your reads or low to high, and what determines that?
And second down situation, you work low to high. Low to high. You want to take it. If something's there now, take it. If you have to have distance for your play, long range, then you go high to low, but you got to take that if it's there.
Screen set up, and Thomas with the football, and a blocker out in front. Pretty well defended, though.
That was a great recovery.
Yeah, the secondary reacted up nicely, didn't
they? That looked like it was about to be trouble, but Deontay Fortenberry with the finish. But this is a good job as well, hanging on to the ball as long as possible, makes an accurate throw. But Fortenberry is able to finish.
Also like big Devon Anderson rumbling down there to get involved. 91 had a sack on the last series, and then ran all the way downfield to get involved in the screen game.
Play clock's down to 6.
So it's 4th down and 6. Got a gray area. They're going to go for it. Armani Rogers, QB draw, big opening, and he's going to be close, but
like
maybe
he's got it. I think he's
we'll
got
see.
it.
That's going to be where they spot it. That is really very, very close. Crowd here at Sam Boyd thinks he has it, but the referee.
I mean, where he spots it is literally right on the mark where it was spotted.
Now this is the right decision by Michael Vandervelde. Let's bring the chains out and make sure. Good eyes, partner. He got it by 3/4 the length of a football.
Being tall has its privileges at times. When you're falling down for a first down. I mean, again, his running ability is better than it looks because he's powerful.
You gotta watch this. Kurt Palandek, he's now the backup quarterback. They ran this earlier in the game. He's in the game in the slot to the top. Now he crosses into formation. Rogers keeps the football, and Rogers still going. That'll be 1st and goal inside the 10 at the 6-yard line. Just file that away, because you got to figure Palandek may at some point get a pitch with an opportunity to throw it.
Or just a little fly sweep in front, have your guy outside block, and then take off, and he will throw the ball or run it, because he runs a 4.3, 4.4, legit 40.
Yeah,
Palandek is really fast.
1st and goal for UNLV. They're up 21-14 in the 2nd quarter. Thomas next to Rogers. Again, it's the big kid into the end zone. Touchdown. They're just blowing out big holes in the middle of that Utah State odd front.
When you're running the quarterback, you've got an extra blocker, so if your quarterback runs with some type of power, it's unstoppable. Again, they pull the right guard, Justin Polu, and he's able to open it up, but watch the big fella hop over the top, just hurdles and just keeps going. I mean, that's 230 guys bouncing off of him. And he's just a puppy. Just a puppy. Not even full-grown puppy yet.
Well, what's he look like when he is full-grown then? Because he's 225, 6'5" right now. 28-14, UNLV. Well, Armani Rogers has had a special first half here on the 50th homecoming for UNLV. He showed power, he's shown speed. When he's been asked to throw the football, for the most part, he has thrown it very well. He had originally committed to Cal, and that changed, and he is here in Las Vegas. The son of a former NFL linebacker, Sam Rogers.
Big, talented kid, man. He is extremely talented. He'll polish the rest of his game up as he goes along.
Very likable young man, quiet young man, but the kids, according to Coach Sanchez and Coach Cotton, they adore him because of his work ethic, and kids notice that.
Especially when you're leading. It's the first thing you notice.
2 yards deep, and Savon Scarver will not come out. So Utah State with 6:05 to go in the first half. We'll have it at the 25-yard line. Let's go downstairs again, check in with Brad Thompson for more on Rogers. Brad.
Guys, what I thought was interesting, Coach Sanchez said he called a players-only meeting, Amani Rogers that is, after the Ohio State loss. That's pretty special when a redshirt freshman calls the guys together. He's a quiet leader, but he's definitely a leader of this team.
I remember when I was a freshman, Brad, if I tried to call a meeting, I might have got thrown in the shower.
Oh, all alone in the middle of the football field on a blown coverage. This is Jordan Nathan, 75-yard touchdown. Jordan Love, the only way he could have screwed that up.
Try to throw too perfect a ball.
Yeah, I would just get it to him.
I mean,
that was a flat-out blown coverage in the secondary, and Jordan Nathan, 75-yard touchdown, and Utah State is within a touchdown yet again.
You know, they already have a flat defender there with a linebacker, and they roll down to it. Safety rolls down in coverage, and no one's over the top.
All right, break it down for us. What happened?
Well, you're going to get coverage roll, but see, there's no safety on this side of the field. So 2 guys in the flat, 3 guys in the flat now, no one covering up the seam, and they just let him go. That's a miscommunication in that coverage. You don't need 4 guys. Look at all the guys in the flat. I mean, you got 4 guys covering each other up in the flat, no one in the seam, and the safety was too far removed on the opposite hash.
Kent Baer just has to be extremely frustrated, the defensive coordinator for UNLV. They've given up 2 home run footballs in this game.
Well, just make them earn it. Make them earn it. That's it. Put a drive together.
Yeah.
Force them to put a drive together.
Basically two-play drives for 2 of the 3 touchdowns now for Utah State. Jordan Love, 9 of 12, 194. 71-yarder to Scarver. And moments ago, the 75-yarder, Jordan Nathan. And this will also skip through the end zone. So UNLV with 5:54 after that lengthy drive of 11 seconds.
But that's what upsets you. Look at the homecoming court.
Were you the homecoming king, said?
In high school, I was.
You were?
Yeah.
So I figured you were. That's why I asked. I wouldn't ask a question that I was concerned to get a negative response. Big, handsome guy like yourself.
I was a little skinny, handsome guy with an afro.
Would have been a huge upset if you weren't. Here's Rogers looking for a backside throw, and it is tipped away. Beautifully done by Dallin Levitt. Dallin Levitt, the senior from Portland, Oregon.
Again, watch the trajectory on this ball. Comes out flat, where if he throws it up and lands the ball right out here somewhere with air, with his arm strength, there's no way for Levitt to even put a hand on that ball. But he's got to throw it over the top with some air.
Lexington Thomas squirts to the 30-yard line, an advance of 5. It'll be 3rd and 5 there. Mason Tobeck will get credit for the stop. 28-21. You like offensive football? I think you've arrived at the right place.
I was a little concerned after the first 2 drives, after a couple jabs, couple sparring jabs, and then things start cooking.
Rebels just 1 of 4 on 3rd down. that many third downs. He wouldn't have done on the first 2 downs. Now Rogers will look to run, and he tried to improvise, and actually it was a pretty good play, but it wasn't handled by Thomas. Would have been enough for a first down. Rogers took a shot right as he delivered that football.
You see he wants the quick throw, but they roll coverage into the area he wants to throw it. But right here, watch him try to flip it out in front, and he's getting tackled from behind. You'll see it again here. It's a great effort.
He took a shot
by Rockamore from behind to pull him down, but then he takes a shot in the front as well.
Tomai Vena got him up around the shoulder and the head area. So Palandek, who we've seen a couple of times come in the slot as a wideout, is getting warm.
You got to stay on your P's and Q's because this guy will absolutely destroy you with the running game. He's extremely quick, but right there you see he's getting tackled from behind. He just tries to flip it out. Suli Tamavena just kind of gives him a little shoulder. It didn't look like anything, you know, malicious. It's just the way his body was falling into him.
Well, I think the concern football-wide, NFL, college football, high school football, youth football, to head injuries is, you know, clearly appropriate and need to continue on that path to protect football players at any level. The reality of the sport is there are times that there are going to be collisions, because it is a collision sport, that are unavoidable.
And right there was one of those where he's literally falling. He didn't really launch himself into Rogers.
But
Rogers is falling at a fast rate down and getting smaller. The target's getting smaller and smaller. You never know where
that does not look
it's going to end up.
Just, you know, watching him walk across the field. This is a punting situation right now, but we'll see how UNLV responds, because if it is Palandek for a short period or the rest of the way, how will UNLV, you know, work through it? Coming out of, you know, the last week, obviously the disappointment of having a 27-point lead and not finish that football game at the Air Force Academy.
I think you got to just do what you've been doing. Run the football. Control it, take a couple shots when you get them, but run the football.
Jordan
and
Nathan
Kurt does that well.
Fair catch. Yeah. He also got cut. Medical people, and you know, you immediately go through the concussion evaluation.
We saw it happen with Jalen Davis earlier in the game.
Lawan Hunt swivels his hips and gets 5. I will say this, and, you know, neither one of us are doctors and don't even want to play one on television, but you know, Davis has gone to the locker room. Davis came off the field and walked, you know, kind of with purpose off the field, and almost with a bounce and a step.
He did.
Rogers clearly did not, and Davis has not come back.
Right. Well, here's the other thing. One of the symptoms, if you get a good one, is you get a little bit upset and angry and emotional. That could be a symptom.
We have another rebel down right now. That's Brian Keys, Mike linebacker. There's Keys. Oof.
Immediately grabs his ankle.
That was Gabe McCoy. And Keys will limp off.
And it's so hard. I mean, it's such a tough game, a violent game. It just is.
Their big bodies flying everywhere.
Flying around, and that's what, as coaches, we want kids doing. We want them flying around. Moving quickly, flying around, but you get caught in the wrong spot with your body, it can get ugly.
First down for Utah State, just shy of midfield. And the handoff this time, pick up 4 or 5. That was Gerald Bright. Love throws it on the perimeter, and this is caught for a first down to Van Leeuwen, just his 9th catch this year. Dalton Baker chased him out of bounds.
I'll tell you what, Gerald Bright just pancake Jericho Flowers. It was an absolute great block to spring his guy Van Leeuwen.
Zone read and a handoff inside to Lawan Hunt, and he gets a couple of yards. Getting up last is Pops Fow, 310-pound senior D tackle. Big 95. He's out of Long Beach Poly. Love, pressure coming, and he is dropped back at the 39-yard line. That is Jameer Outsey, junior defensive end from Somerset, New Jersey. He originally started his career in Iowa City for the Hawkeyes.
He has Hunt on the check down, but can't find him. Really good job of just continuing to work from Outsey and the rest of that defensive line to finally put him down.
3rd and 15. Utah State needs the 24 of the Rebels. Screen set up. Nice catch by Hunt with some room. He'll have a first down toward the end zone. 5, 3, 2-yard line. First and goal, Aggies.
That's definitely a well set up play. Great catch by Hunt with the one hand. But what do you got to be alert for if you're on the defense? You got to be alert for screen draw in 3rd and long situations.
Hunt takes it into the end zone, touchdown. Utah State, they're an extra point from tying this. With 2:28 to go in the first half.
Another good answer. With a hat on a hat from everyone on the offensive line. He just runs right through Farrell Hester.
66-yard drive in 8 plays. We're tied at 28 after the Eberle extra point. So twice in this football game, UNLV is led by 2 touchdowns. And again, you wonder what their psyche will be. There's a ton of football left. We're 32 minutes.
Well, number one, we got to see if Armani Rogers is coming back and if they're going to have their quarterback. If not, Kurt Poundek's got to go out and do what he's done. We've seen him on our air come out and have big game rushing the football using the zone read schemes.
(28-28). The scoring drive of the game is brought to you by Toyota. 66 yards in 8 plays. So line drive kick. It's gathered in at the 25 and taken out to the 41-yard line. That is Cody Scherf, the tight end. And I love that. You know, so many times, some of those bigger guys, they get the ball and they immediately fall on it.
Well, they're usually instructed to do so.
Right. Well,
but as a tight end,
I used to have the rock in my hands. I'm going to run a little bit.
This is normal.
Yeah.
I want to get some contact here. Take a look at Matt Wells there, and you see the drive summary.
So Palandek, the senior from Plainfield, Illinois, is in the game. And Palandek, who has great wheels, as Sid pointed out, runs for 9. Dallin Levitt gets credit for the tackle. Palandek in 2 other schools, North Dakota and also Laney Junior College. Palandek throwing a slant, boy, in the secondary. That is Cameron Haney was playing robber on that and nearly had his hands on the football.
We talked about this in the warm-up. When they're throwing slants, see, look how long it takes for him to get that ball out of his hands. He's sizing it up, but the entire time he's sizing it up, where are his eyes? On the slant route, you're just taking defenders right there. You've got to either work quicker or use your eye discipline to keep guys away from the spot.
3rd and a couple. I know that's a pet peeve of yours when you coach quarterbacks. Throw the ball on time. 1st down. Lexington Thomas squirts through a hole before Suli Tamavena could make the tackle. 1st down for UNLV in a 28-28 football game. 1:50 to go. Clock moving. Full complement of timeouts for both schools. Trips to the top for Palandek. Palandek's in trouble, and he's going to get it away. It's caught out of bounds. You know, usually when we see these situations happen where we have a quarterback that's injured, it's a young guy coming in. Here, the benefit for UNLV, it's a seasoned guy coming in because the young guy was the starter.
Yeah, exactly. A guy that understands and has won some games, played really well at times. But you also know they trust him because what didn't happen? They didn't just start running the ball every single play. They're trying to throw it a little bit. They're trying to run their offense, trying to give themselves a chance to put points up.
2nd and 10, and that pass is broken up. They were trying to get it to Drew Techman, who was a little bit behind him. And there's our man Cameron Haney again, the sophomore from Los Angeles.
He's got a lane on the route. He's just late. He takes a little bit too long. It should be one to hitch and out quick. But he throws it behind. He's got Techman. If he puts it on his inside shoulder, that could be a catch. Simple things, man. Ball placement.
You know a ton about this. I always say the biggest difference between quarterback in college football and quarterback in the NFL is the window that you're open is really small in the NFL. And this ball is a pass, and it's incomplete. And now it'll be 4th and 10. They brought pressure. Gage Ferguson made contact with Palandek.
I mean, he's being put in a spot where he is not comfortable doing something where he's throwing the ball, but they had control of the line of scrimmage running the ball. He got 9 on the ground on the first play. And then throwing it just kind of gives you an opportunity to turn it over.
Well, I would agree with you because there was still enough time, especially with 3 timeouts, where you can still run your offense, which is running the football, running your zone reads, which is Palandek's strength. It wasn't like there was 45 seconds left where you got to put it in the air.
Well, now they've given Utah State, who seems to have found a quarterback. They've got 3 timeouts and 1 minute and 13 seconds left, and they've already hit on 2 big plays from blown coverages. .113 left. 90 yards of football field in front of Jordan Love. He puts it in the belly of Lawan Hunt. He gets stopped right around the line of scrimmage.
David White, the tackle, inside a minute to play. I think what Coach Wells does going forward, much will be determined by this snap. Maybe we're learning what Coach Wells is thinking right now, because they're milking this, running this play clock down. They're acting as if they're fully content to go into the locker room 28-28. You'd understand why. Back at your own 10, 11 yard line, and after being behind by a couple of touchdowns twice. So Love will hand it off, and Hunt.
But I understand that, but I also like maybe running a screenplay early on first down or something, just to see if you can get something.
Yeah,
and if you get something 12, 13, 14 yards, now you're like, okay, well, let's go. Let's go.
Again, it's not my chips, but I agree with you, because there have been so many big plays in this game. That will be the final snap of the first half. 28-28. Interesting. Coming up at halftime, Running Rebels basketball preview. And we'll take a look around the Mountain West and see what's going on elsewhere today in the conference. And we'll also obviously check the pictures and the numbers from the first 30 minutes here on homecoming at Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas. 28-28. Two teams that have produced offense throughout the year. Two teams in desperate need of victory today. Let's go down to Brad Thompson. Brad?
Here with Coach Sanchez. Coach, how is Rodgers, and how's the game plan change if he's not in there in the second half?
Well, he got dinged up. You know, it'll change a little bit, but Kurt is he's a dual threat guy. I mean, that's kind of the nature of what he does. So it won't change a lot. Lose a little arm strength there, but Kurt does some real good things with his feet. He's come in, he started games before and won them, so we're not going to change much.
And then defensively, how to slow down the Aggies?
Well, I'll tell you what. First of all, we can't give those freebies up. They come down on a first down, and, you know, we're in a cover three. We got nothing on them running down the chute. Cannot let that happen. We got to play better defense. I mean, we're just giving up too many chunks. You know, twice we've extended the lead to 14. We can't get the stop, and now we're sitting here in a tie ball game right now that should be up. Had a missed Q1 special teams, give up a big kick return. Those things got to stop if we're going to win this game.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
All right, Coach Sanchez giving a complete wrap on what he witnessed in the first half. 28-28, the Ram halftime report. Coming up next from Las Vegas.